All right, Dr. Brett here. I'm going to show you all 5 simple but highly effective ways to deal with those headaches. They are chronic headaches that you deal with, the migraines, the crappy ones that come out of nowhere, the ones you wake up with, the ones that happen later in the day. These are 5 things you can do that you don't need somebody else to do for you to help eliminate these things on there. And again, we'll get into a little bit more depth in these as we go here. But the trick to this is you need to be consistent with this and understand this. I, as a kid, had childhood migraines. I was never really given anything other than pain relievers, ibuprofen. They tried some other stuff with me as well too, that nothing ever really worked because it never actually affected the cause of the headaches to begin with on here. So this really gets more into the cause than just the symptom on there. So understand as we go here, some of these things may work better for some than others, but you got to kind of find your secret recipe of these things. They're very simple. And number 1 on here is peppermint. Peppermint is an oil. It's a very simple oil. It's been around since the beginning of time. And basically, you just take that oil, you apply it. There's different ways or different forms that people will use in terms of how they use it and when they use it and how much they use it. The trick is, as soon as you start to notice the headaches coming on, the faster you can get it on. This is a roll-on version, but on the temple, so the side of the head through here, back of the neck, under the base of the skull, so right in through here, is highly effective. And also on the chest. I'll sometimes just do an X through my chest on there. Some people even put it on their wrist. So it really depends on the circumstance, but peppermint oil is a great way. It actually starts to cause the body to relax through the effects of it. Oils have so many natural healing properties to them, and peppermint is specifically oriented to the headache side. So peppermint oil, you got to get a good quality product as well too. The second thing on here, which seems a little bit strange to some people, is caffeine. And caffeine plus electrolyte. So caffeine, why caffeine? Caffeine, people say to get away from. Caffeine can be highly productive with headaches because of what it does. It vasodilates the vessels. So it makes the vessels, when they constrict, they don't allow as much blood through, which can sometimes be the trigger of headaches, which can come from environmental factors, stress levels, like sleep, things like that. When you use caffeine, it opens the blood vessels up. So it brings more blood to the area, which allows the tissue to, again, relax and get back to a more normal state on there. So caffeine's a great thing. Electrolytes, same type of thing. Sometimes from dehydration, our bodies start to go into a stress state. Stress state produces headache on there. So caffeine plus an electrolyte, really easy way to do it. I'm definitely not saying go out and pound a Mountain Dew type of deal, but get your caffeine from either a coffee source, a nice clean source that maybe has an electrolyte with it on there. There's tons of options out there. Stay away from your artificial sweeteners and things like that. But caffeine, and again, small dose, like 125 milligrams at most, is all you need on something like that. And I also would say take it quickly. Don't sip on it for 2 hours, but take the caffeine quickly. The next thing on here gets into more physical realm. That's what the TRT is going to be more physical states. This is things that you can either rub on, drink, or apply to your body. The second or third one on here is trigger points. Many people have heard this in regards to like massage therapy, for example, is you'll feel it back here, many times in the back of your head, when you press on it, it almost make it feel worse, but then it starts to make it feel better. The most effective way I found with trigger points is simply, I took 2 lacrosse balls here. You can even take golf balls with this. You need something fairly firm. Sometimes a tennis ball is not firm enough, but you can put it behind your neck, back just like this. So it's kind of the base of my skull there. I can put pressure, and then I can lay back into the floor. I can go up against a wall, or I can also take this, wrap this up inside of a t-shirt, just like that, get it back behind there, put the t-shirt over the top, and I can work just to apply the pressure here. And I can even take this and push my head back into it on there. They also make little tools you can use that actually reach back, and like a little hook that reach back and pulls on it. You can take like the nub of a tool, like a harder tool, and just press back into there and then move your head into it, stretch it away. Move your head in, stretch it away. So really simple things to unlock that tension back there from a trigger point perspective. Or if all worst comes to worst, use your thumbs. Take your fingers, put them on the side of your head, press into it, just like that. You may have one side worse than the other, but find those spots. If it hurts, you're in the right spot. And hold that thumb there until literally that pain dissipates. Let it fade, 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 relax, breathe a little bit, apply the pressure again. Do that 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times until the pain starts to subside significantly. You just have to be consistent with it. And again, all of these, the sooner you get on those, the better results you get on there. The next thing that we're going to talk about here is using the roll and ice. The roll, which I'll show you here in just a second, basically it helps mold the neck. So we're going to put something here because a lot of times we lose our curve because we're looking at our phones too much. We're at computers and we round forward. We lose the curve. So now all of a sudden it puts tension on that spinal cord, stretches the spinal cord, causes more tension up here where the head has to create more of this to try to keep you upright on there, which creates that tension headache where you feel the band come up, pain behind your eyes, pain underneath the base of your skull. So the roll, you just lay back over the top of it, let your head fall back. An ice pack over the top helps decrease the inflammation here as well too, which same thing, helps decrease some of the tension that's been built up by stressors from posture, lack of sleep, stress in general, dietary factors, all that kind of stuff. So that's the roll in the ice. I'm going to show you real quickly how to do that here. All right, so with the roll and the ice, it's very simple what we're going to do here. We're going to take a roll. You can use a simple towel at home. This is about the size of a baseball, a little bigger than a baseball, a little smaller than a softball. All I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, I'm going to lay it on the floor, not your bed. Your bed's too soft for this, but you're going to lay it on the floor. Take your ice pack here, your bag of peas, whatever it is. You need it fairly thin to be able to put over that portion of that roll right there. All I'm going to do now is I'm going to put myself straight back over the top of it, right at the base where that knobby part is on your neck. I want the bottom of that roll to hit the top of that knob that's on there. So I'm just right back there, extending my head back, bringing my knees up so I'm nice and comfortable and neutral here. When I'm flat, it puts too much tension on my neck, so I want to bring my knees up here. So all I'm doing is laying here, extending my head back. The ice is starting to work on the inflammation, and this extension takes the pressure off of the actual muscles themselves, which are causing a lot of the headache problems to begin with, the tension that flows up in that headache there. So the simple piece with this, put the towel down, or the towel or the roll down, put the ice pack over the top, and just relax. We're talking 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes, 5 minutes. Work yourself up over a period of time. If you get dizzy, get off of it. With time, though, you'll feel more comfortable doing it. Last thing on here that we're going to go through is simply traction. And traction is what it is. We're gonna pull up on the head to both stretch the muscles, the soft tissue in there, as well as to take tension off the disc and tension off that spinal cord because of the compression that's been created over the course of time. Because that compression, the body goes, uh-oh, I don't like that, spasms the muscles in the area to try to protect itself, which then causes the headache with it. So we got to find, again, the cause, not just take a muscle relaxer to relax the muscles, but why are the muscles tight to begin with? If the posture, if the repetitive actions, if the chronic things aren't good, the body starts to protect itself. The protection is what causes the symptom. It's not the actual problem on there. So I'm going to show you a really quick, simple form of traction that's highly effective that you can do at home. You can do at the office in a matter of seconds on there. So take a look at this. So the traction is very simple with that. You're going to take a t-shirt or a towel. Either way works. You're not real thick here. You want to be able to have about shoulder width apart. You don't need something way out here. You just need basically about a 3-foot distance here. You're going to go down, find the edge of your couch, your bed. You're going to go down to your knees here like this. I'm going to put this back behind my head. I'm going to put my elbows on the couch or the table here or the edge of my bed. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to sit back with my rear end while I'm going to maintain my hands where they're at. So I'm going here. And relax. So I'm breathing out as I go back, as I relax. So that way the traction pulls my head forward and elongates that spine and takes a little bit of tension out of those muscles and helps alleviate the muscle tension that's causing the headaches to begin with on there. All right, so you guys just saw 5 simple things that you can use to help yourself out on your own, at home, without the help of anybody else on something like that. The trick to these is consistency. The trick is being proactive with them right away, if not before the headache even comes on. And ultimately, at the end of the day, you have to understand your recipe with these is going to be a little bit different than the other person's down the road type of thing. The most important thing to understand, though, is these things will work if you are consistent with them. If they don't work the first time, don't throw them out type of deal. Work on them a second time, a third time, a fourth time, a fifth time. This is your, once the fire starts a little bit, put the fire out real quick. Don't let it get to become a full-blown blaze and try to use these. These aren't going to work at that point in time. The other thing I'll tell you as well, too, if you're getting constant, consistent, progressive type headaches on there, you probably have an underlying structural problem that's going on within you to begin with. That structural problem cannot be fixed by stretching alone and home-based remedies in many cases on there. You need to get normal movement, normal function back. That's where chiropractic fits in. And what I would suggest, see a chiropractor. Go in, get it evaluated, find out what's actually going on with it, and get that part resolved so that way these things will work. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's not going to take a ton of visits. Many times it's really simple stuff to help yourself out. Plus, they can help you dial some of these things in to be more effective with it. But you got to deal with that part first. It's no different than a cavity. If you don't do the preventative stuff for your teeth, you get a cavity. Once you get a cavity, no matter how much you brush or floss or any other tricks you have, you will not get rid of it. The dentist has to take care of the cavity. Now you have to be more proactive with your teeth so you end up back there to the second time at that point in time. Same thing from a headache perspective. If you get the underlying cause from chronic posture, chronic stress, chronic injuries that have happened and never been resolved, that have created movement dysfunction in your spine, you have to get those resolved first for these to be even more effective on there. So again, if you're getting stuck with these, you need to get evaluated. Get that evaluation done, get some treatment taken care of on that, get back to these so you can start taking care of yourself. So again, I hope this has been valuable. I hope you've learned something from this. Please apply this. Please share this with other people out there as well too. There is a massive amount of our population that deals with headaches all the time, and their only solution right now is a pill, or they just deal with it and suffer through the days. That's not fair.